Tonight, cannabis and weapons seized by police during raids in the mid-north. And Whyalla comes alive as Port and the Bulldogs clash in the Marsh Cup.
With the latest from around the region, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. Over 60 plants have been seized during 5 different drug raids across the mid-north. Officers say the operations are part of a continuing crackdown to get illegal substances off our streets.
The battle against drugs continues. Police dogs swooped on a Saddleworth property last Tuesday, uncovering 50 cannabis plants at the home, along with illegal weapons.
Being grown naturally and hydroponically. Police also located insecure firearms, a crossbow, and evidence that the power supply had been tampered with.
A 32-year-old male was charged and will appear in court start of May. It was one of a number of raids across the region.
2 large cannabis plants were located at an address in Terrari. A 62-year-old man from the address was reported for cultivating cannabis and will appear in the Peterborough Magistrates Court at a later date.
Authorities located large cannabis plants at 2 Peterborough homes last Monday. Police also raiding a Hallett property on Friday, where 2 plants were allegedly found growing in the front yard.
It's always good to see illicit drugs being taken off the streets. They're not always used for personal use, and no doubt many of these drugs were going to be on-sold to members of the local area.
Following this recent spike, police urge residents to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity they may witness, saying community assistance is critical to their investigations.
Obviously causes serious harm to community, not only for drug use in itself, but drug driving causes many deaths on the road.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Police are investigating an assault that allegedly took place in Quorn early Friday morning. At around 4:30, a child was woken by an unknown person at her bedside and was allegedly assaulted by them. The suspect is described as tall, skinny and possibly carrying a torch. Anyone with any information is urged to call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. And police are investigating a report of animal cruelty in Whyalla Stewart last week. A dog was attacked in the backyard of a house down White Street on Thursday between 2 and 5 in the morning. It was taken to the vet, but was put down due to its severe injuries. Police ask anyone who may have seen suspicious activity in the area to contact Crime Stoppers. A 20-year-old Melrose Park man has had his licence suspended for 6 months after being caught speeding at Warooka on the York Peninsula Saturday evening. Just after 6:30, police conducting roadside patrols detected the driver on White Road, travelling at 164 kilometres per hour in a 100 zone. He was slapped with a $1,718 fine, also losing 9 demerit points. 3 Broken Hill men are facing serious charges after allegedly breaking into a home on Sunday morning. Patrick Ranke has the details.
Broken Hill officers will allege the 3 men, aged 28, 19 and 17, gained access to a home on Chapel Street in the early hours of yesterday morning. A 77-year-old male resident was in the kitchen at the time of the break-in. Police allege the trio assaulted the man and stole cash from his pocket.
He was checked out by the ambos. I believe he was taken up to the hospital. He has been released. I don't think there was anything too serious.
Police say the men then stole a set of car keys and attempted to flee the home by stealing the occupant's vehicle. When a car immobiliser prevented the theft, they fled on foot, with officers arriving a short time later. A few hours after the break-in, at around 6 o'clock, police arrested the 19-year-old not far from the Chapel Street property.
Did a canvass around the neighbourhood and were able to identify the first person that we arrested. From those canvasses and interviewing the first person, we actually eventually found out who the other 2 were and went to a few addresses that they're known to frequent, and that's how we located the other 2 offenders.
The offenders were taken to the Broken Hill Police Station and charged with a range of offences, including aggravated break and enter and aggravated robbery. All 3 men were refused bail and will appear in Broken Hill Court at a later date.
5,000 footy fans packed out Whyalla's newly upgraded Bennett Oval over the weekend, watching Port Adelaide defeat the Western Bulldogs by 10 points. The pre-season match brought plenty of locals and tourists together, all dressed in their club colours, ready to cheer on their team.
Fans lining up to scan their ticket passes, eager to get the best spot on the grandstand. Power supporters dressed in black, white and teal, ready to cheer loudly.
Go Port Power!
Go the Power!
Go the Power! Go Port Power!
With the Bulldogs ready for a fight.
Go the Bulldogs! Go the Bulldogs!
Fans of all ages excited to watch the Marsh Cup clash unfold.
Pretty good, first time seeing them play, so pretty excited to have the little man here too.
Yeah, feeling good, can't wait for the Power to win. It's going to be a good margin.
I'm pretty excited. This is my first football game I've ever been to.
The new canteen and food stalls were a hit for many, with the popular kids zone also drawing in a crowd. Both teams excited to be playing for supporters in the region.
Anyone I think who's from a regional town, as myself even, when you get an AFL game in your council area or local area, it's always a buzz. So we've got a lot of country boys on our list and they're rapt to be here.
It's just a great opportunity. We're lucky to do what we do, and when we can share that with the country community, we love coming.
Council says it was a great economic boost for the town and a chance for locals to finally see one of Whyalla's biggest upgrades.
Very happy with how the grounds turned out, really proud of the team at Whyalla City Council and what we've managed to achieve, along with Saka and Sandful and Mossop's.
Mossop Construction handing council the key to the new oval.
A very tight time frame for the redevelopment of the grandstand and surrounding areas, it came together really well.
This footy match, the first of many sporting events to be held at the grounds.
It opens up opportunities for other sporting events to be held here on a similar level. You know, we might have soccer, potentially ladies football.
The sun is shining here at Bennett Oval and thousands of people are cheering on their favourite team, making it the perfect day for this historic footy match in Whyalla.
It's great they're coming out to Whyalla for doing this.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Still to come tonight, Port Lincoln's Dirt Circuit Club completes a miracle recovery, and Whyalla's Food Bank unveils its new community shopping hub. Welcome back. Port Lincoln's Dirt Circuit Track has held its state titles, just months after being totally destroyed by bushfires. More than 90 cars competed in the first leg of the competition.
Roaring into Port Lincoln. Cars from across South Australia tore up the track over the weekend for the annual Dirt Circuit state titles.
Getting some pretty quick times and black line there, so I think everyone's pretty happy with it.
The competition was in doubt after the track was destroyed during the Duck Ponds bushfire in November. Volunteers banded together to help rebuild the club from the ground up.
Huge effort, and we wouldn't be here today without everyone.
More than 500 car enthusiasts flooded through the gates and lined the barriers, with the club at full capacity by mid-afternoon.
Couldn't wipe the smile off any of them faces that have been out here doing it, so no, it's been a huge effort, and yeah, it shows today people come out and supported it.
Cars from Arno Bay to Black Rock and everywhere in between travelling down to compete.
The youngest driver that we've got, he's 12 years old. He's not even probably as high as my shoulders, and the eldest driver is 72.
The new track put drivers to the test. Some cars managed the turns well, while it left others in a spin.
Really grippy. After the fires it was pretty loose and a bit out going, but this year the whole club's come together and track's come up really good.
Port Lincoln's hopes of making it into the finals now ride on Rex Laurie in the Super Open Wheelers.
Done 2 rounds and we've come first both rounds.
The second leg will take place in Port Pirie in October. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Whyalla's Food Bank has officially opened their doors to a new community shopping hub. The centre is set up like a normal grocery store, offering those who need extra support a chance to have a normal shopping experience.
Cutting of the official opening ribbon and smiles all round. It's the 6th new food hub to open in South Australia.
We see this as really being the next step in providing a dignified method of food relief to struggling families around the Whyalla region.
It's great to see them really building their presence in Whyalla.
The new setup will work with vouchers rather than money.
People will be referred to the food hub by local charities, by schools, by local community groups, and that's either to spend money that the charity gives them or to spend their own money.
The vouchers value far greater than what's on offer in a normal supermarket.
So for example, fruit and vegetables and bread is all free and everything else is charged at a per kilo rate. So for about $20 they'll get about $150 of retail value.
I think it is a good way to do it, and it's more like going to a supermarket, so it removes some of the stigma.
Retailers also on board to help, making sure the shelves are always stocked full.
All the fruit and veg growers support us by supplying about 1.5 million kilos of fresh produce every year. But Woolworths, Coles, Aldi, Foodland all support our food hubs.
BHP also proud supporters.
We're incredibly proud of this partnership. We know that through our help, Foodbank is able to provide meals, 6 million meals for needy South Australians each year.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Central Queensland University is paired up with Uni Hub Spencer Gulf to offer a range of subjects to regional students. The Vice-Chancellor visiting Port Pirie campus as part of a regional tour.
Not an ordinary day as a Queenslander, visiting this newly established educational hub as the 2020 academic year kicks off.
Our university is very, very much focused on being a specialist provider in regional Australia, and we're very much at home in Port Pirie.
Uni Hub has partnered with this institution, saying it's important they receive feedback from students.
And really just checking in to see how things are progressing. Our student numbers are looking fantastic for this year, right across all of the courses that CQ University are delivering.
The partnership offers a new range of subjects for those who want to study and stay regional. They'll also work with key local businesses to build student skills for in-demand regional industries.
High-skilled jobs that they can then source local people to fill them. So it's really critical in terms of growing the region, is making sure you have really good employment for people and that you have people with the skills. That's what the Uni Hub will do.
Really close relationship between the university course that's being delivered and employment pathways and employment outcomes for our graduates.
Those interested in studying at Uni Hub are encouraged to explore the option.
The ones who can't go, for the ones who want to stay here, it's an amazing opportunity that's never existed before.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us. We meet the podiatrist helping teach the next generation in Port Augusta. And an orphan Port Lincoln horse the toast of the town after winning the local cup. There's a new face in the podiatry department at the Port Augusta Hospital. Arriving from interstate, Julie Miller is hoping to gain knowledge as well as teach, whilst in the region over the next 2 months.
Walking into a regional podiatry placement, Julie Miller has undertaken an 8-week stint at the Port Augusta Hospital.
Helping as many people as I can, but just in a different environment, in a different way.
Originally from Melbourne, this is her first time in regional South Australia. She says there's a lot to like about Port Augusta.
I love the scenery, I love looking out and seeing the hills and the Spencer Gulf, the water and the breeze that comes off the water. It's just beautiful and you don't get any of that at home.
Seeing a dozen patients a day, Julie is no stranger in the ward.
Managing complex conditions, complex and chronic conditions, I guess, is my area of expertise, and wound management.
She says keeping people in rural practice remains a challenge.
It's really hard to recruit people to come and stay here because of the remoteness. People do tend to come and go.
Flinders Ranges residents will also get to know her, as she will also visit Corn and Hawker to provide treatments.
It's much harder to get some of the advanced healthcare things that people need, like people go to Adelaide for specialist appointments, waiting lists for surgery and all that sort of thing. I guess people just wait longer.
Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A 46-year-old Gawler woman has been caught allegedly driving with a 7-year expired licence and methamphetamine in her system in Cal on Saturday. Cleve police stopped the silver Hyundai around 12:30 after reports the car was driving erratically on the Lincoln Highway. Police also discovered the number plate had been altered and the vehicle was unregistered. She was issued with a fine and the car was impounded for 28 days. One of our region's national parks will receive funding from the South Australian Government's Parks 2025 plan. Southern Flinders Ranges National Park will receive $5 million for upgrades in trails for hiking, cycling and horse riding. $22 million will be spent statewide to boost the tourism sector in the wake of the recent bushfire crisis, the drought and the coronavirus epidemic. A Port Lincoln horse that was orphaned at just 3 months old has taken out this year's Port Lincoln Cup. Dexter U Devil, ridden by jockey and trainer Shane Cahill, claimed the trophy in a photo finish.
Taking out the win by a nose, Dexter U Devil securing the trophy for this year's $50,000 Port Lincoln Cup.
This is the biggest win that we've ever had.
The local horse and fan favourite for the race had been training for the past year to get up to speed for the big event.
It's such a big thing for the owners, though it's their hometown cup, and it's a buzz to pull it off, I guess.
The 5-year-old horse was raised by local trainer Graham Backus after it was orphaned by its parents.
His mother died one day short of 3 months, so I had to hand rear him and all that, and that was pretty tragic.
Graham hand-fed the foal twice a day, while 2 mares on his property outside of Port Lincoln adopted Dexter as their own, the gelding later relocating to Adelaide to be trained.
I tried to hold an early position in the race because the track looked like it had been playing on speed most of the day.
The Port Lincoln Cup was the first time Dexter had raced a distance of 1,900 metres. It all came down to the wire in the last stretch.
I thought once I got clear running from about the 700, I was quietly confident he would round him up.
Bramfield came in second, while Tony McAvoy's Classic Wayway placed third. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. We look back on the weekend's cricket action. And Rachel Burke will join us with the weather details. Hello again. North have made it 3 Broken Hill cricket premierships in a row, trouncing Central in the A-grade final on Saturday. The Bulldogs were too good for the Magpies, securing the win in comprehensive fashion. Patrick Ranke has the weekend wrap.
The North Bulldogs once again sit atop of Broken Hill cricket's peak, holding their nerve in a low-scoring final at Alma Oval. Central batted first but lost the crucial wickets of Jared Paul and Tristan Smith for just 22 runs. The Magpies steadied through a solid 22 from Damon Pettit, but he was soon gone thanks to this catch by Nash Mitchell. North's fielding was excellent across the innings, slowing up Central's run rate. Anthony Vella was a standout, taking 2 quality caught and bowled. The first was Nick Devoy, then this tricky take to dismiss Kumar. Adam Rhodes tried to recover the side, even smashing a monster 6 into the nearby school. But when he snicked one to the waiting gloves of Hack, the tail was exposed. Molsty, O'Malley and O'Meara all gone for next to no runs, North needing 102 for victory. The run chase started in the worst possible way, Brendan Martin gone for a duck. A strong partnership between Matt Letcher and Tom Carruthers put North back in the driver's seat before Jared Paul trapped Letcher in front. When Molsty picked up the crucial wicket of Tobias Hack and then knocked over Tidball, Central had a glimmer of hope. But careful batting from Vella and Josh Savage saw the blue and white reach the total with 4 wickets in hand. There was another grand final played at the weekend. Borough were too strong for Ballaley Mananeri. Whyalla fell 1 run short of a century. In Port Lincoln, Ben Smith smashed 86, including 12 fours, as Southern Air won the first semi-final against Tasman. In the second game, a stunning 7 wickets for 29 from Dylan Coleman saw Charlton smash Waybacks. In Whyalla, Rupina fell short, taking on North. And lastly, in Port Pirie, Port Germain beat Wandera by 3 wickets, and top bowling from James Pavlich saw Solly North have no problem defending their total against Proprietary. So congratulations to North and Borough on their premiership wins. I'll be back tomorrow night with all the other sport results from around the regions.
Time now for a look at what's happening in the weather. Here's Rachel Burke with the details.
Thanks, John, and good evening, everyone. It was a fine and sunny public holiday Monday today. Port Lincoln reached 25 degrees, Whyalla 27, Broken Hill and Port Pirie both reaching 29 degrees. Port Augusta 30 and Adelaide was partly cloudy and 26. To the satellite now, and some high cloud over central South Australia is producing some rain. However, it's evaporating before it reaches the ground. Skies remain mostly clear elsewhere. On the water, southeasterly winds reaching 15 knots, seas below a metre. Sunrise is at 7:11 with sunset at 20 to 8 this evening. Warm and sunny conditions across the region tomorrow. Port Augusta reaching 33 degrees, Whyalla and Cleve 30, Port Lincoln 26, Coffin Bay 27, Woodner a top of 34 degrees. Corn sunny and 32, Broken Hill 29, Port Pirie and Kadina 31, Clare 29 and Adelaide sunny and 30 degrees. Looking ahead to the next 4 days, partly cloudy in Port Lincoln, 29 Wednesday and Thursday, 25 on Friday. Similar conditions in Cleve, 34 Wednesday and Thursday, dropping back to 26 on Friday. And Woodner will be warm and partly cloudy through until the end of the week. Whyalla 33 Wednesday, warming up to 34 Thursday, partly cloudy and 29 on Friday. It'll remain dry and warm in Port Augusta, temperatures remaining in the mid-30s until the end of the week. And in Kadina 33 Wednesday, partly cloudy and 34 Thursday, 27 on Friday. In Port Pirie, partly cloudy and 33 Wednesday, 34 Thursday and 29 Friday. A bit cooler in Clare, 31 Wednesday, followed by showers on Thursday and Friday. And it's dry and warm in Broken Hill, 29 Wednesday, 31 Thursday, sunny and 33 on Friday. So the region is set for one last late burst of summer this week. John, it's back to you.
Thanks, Rachel. And that's the local news this Monday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, but until then, enjoy your evening. On behalf of the news team, it's good night.